Live from Town Square Towers at the heart of the Jersey Shore. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Get up, get out, do something. Join the conversation. 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Hey, welcome back. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. It is 7:07, Wednesday, October 19th, 68 degrees, getting up to 82 today. WOBM AM 1160, 1310, News Talk Radio, streaming live on the radio, pop app, and WOBMAM.com, 732-505-1160 to join the conversation. We are now joined in studio by Ann McGarry, and it's just what happens when I have multiple papers. It screws me all up. Ann McGarry and Karen Purcell. We are talking about NJCEED. They are coming to us live from Community Medical Center. Well, they're live here, but they're from Community Medical. You know what I mean. Anyway, good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
Oh, that was good. That was good. It's like you were in. That's a nice harmony you have going on there. That was really strong. So why don't you give me kind of an overview of NJCEED? What's it all about?
Well, NJCEED stands for New Jersey Cancer Education and Early Detection Program, and it provides cancer screenings to folks without insurance and at or below the 250% poverty level.
Okay. All right. So, cool. So tell me what your kind of role is. So Karen, why don't we start with you? What is your role as it pertains to the program?
Sure. My role is the program coordinator for the program, and I'm actually responsible for putting together all the details for the program, administrative duties, billing, collaborating with different partners to actually conduct all the duties that are required from the grant. I've been privileged to be part of the system for the past 27 years. My background, I was previously in the marketing and public relations department at Kimball and transitioned over to community. And this program, the New Jersey Seed program, allowed me to blend all the skills that I brought in the different partnerships with it to collaborate.
Kimball. I've heard of that. That used to be a hospital in Lakewood, right?
Yep.
Yeah, now it's Monmouth Medical Southern Campus.
Mm-hmm.
No comment. Okay, so Ann, why don't you tell us what your role there is?
Sure. I'm my title is the case manager. I'm a master's prepared social worker, and so as the case manager, I help the clients in our program who need any sort of diagnostic testing and kind of walk them through the process to make sure that they don't have any trouble getting that done. And then when there is a cancer diagnosis with our patients, I work with them through that process and am able to obtain some health insurance for them and then take them to the point where then they meet up with our cancer navigator at the hospital.
Okay. And so is there a this is a dumb question, but I'll start with it. Is there a large population that takes advantage of this program or that is eligible to take advantage of this program here in Ocean County?
There are a significant number of clients. From when the program first started, there were approximately 250 women screened through the program, and as the years went on, it went up to 350, 400, 500. It all depends on our funding, but there is a significant need for the program throughout Ocean County.
Okay. And so there are 21 lead agencies, so each county has a lead agency.
Right.
And community is the lead here in Ocean County.
Yep.
Okay. So let's see. So tell me about the growth since 1996. So that's been, again, I'm doing a lot of math today. That's like 20 years.
It is. And fortunately, Ann is also a long-time employee through the system, and she was actually part of the initial team that got the program together, and they set up a basis with different partners throughout Ocean County. And fortunately, Ocean County, we are so privileged to have so many people that want to be a part of it and are committed to the wellness of the community. Initially, it started with family planning in Ocean County, the Ocean County Health Department, and back when Kimball had its mobile mammo van, and they conducted clinics throughout the county. I lost my train of thought.
Catch the next one. No. All right. We'll move. That's okay. It's grown, unfortunately or fortunately, exponentially, right, over time.
And the funding has grown too, which has allowed us to serve more people.
Which I find important because if you're going to grow, you probably need more cash.
Right.
We always say no money, no mission. Okay. So give me what's the number per people that are typically using this service?
This year, we're currently, in 2015, we actually had about 565 women that participated through the program. And as again, we said about the partnerships, We've worked so hard through the years to get the word out about the opportunity of this program. So we might have a woman that'll end up in the ER, and the nurses there will know, okay, you need to have these different services, call the SEED program. It might be somebody at the health department getting a flu shot, or at family planning, or at Ocean Health Initiatives. We'll all transition into people together, and each one of our partners are committed to knowing about this program and this opportunity, because no woman should go unscreened.
Sure,
We have
absolutely.
the awareness, but I don't have the funds to do it. I know what I'm supposed to do, but I just don't have
Right.
the funds.
So in order to access care, really just they come through the hospital or through one of your partner agencies that participates.
Correct. Primarily, they'll call our phone number. It's 732-557-3202. In addition, we also have a dedicated Spanish line where it's staffed with bilingual staff, and that would be 732-557-3207.
Actually, that's wrong. It's siete tres dos.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I could have kept going, but I forgot the rest of the number. Okay, so tell me again, in small words, what are the criteria or kind of eligibility requirements?
So we see people who are uninsured, or a term that we say underinsured.
Right.
Anybody?
By the way, we all say that since the Affordable Health Care Act. We all
Right.
say that here
True.
now in the U.S. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Continue.
Yes. So we see anyone uninsured, underinsured between the ages of 40 and 64, although there has been, sometimes where we see people under the age of 40, and
Right.
we've been able to screen them and have caught some really early cancers. And anyone who needs breast, cervical, prostate, colorectal screenings can call our office. Community Medical Center is the grantee. We hold the grant. Karen talked about our partnerships, which are so great and important. Our partners are the ones who provide the clinical services. So people come through our office via phone call. We screen them, make sure that they're eligible for our program, and then we connect them with our partners to go ahead and the partners who are family planning of Ocean County Health Department.
Coastal
am I forgetting
Volunteers in Medicine, the Long Beach Island Health Department, Ocean Health Initiatives, ComEd in Lakewood.
Cool.
So the clinical services, the screenings are performed there, and then we take it from there.
Okay. When we come back, because we're up against a break, right, Zach? Yeah. Oh, he nodded his head. That was good.
Yeah, we
so
are.
when we come back, thank you. When we come back, I want to talk about, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, right? And I want to talk about how that impacts you, and then maybe you could, you may tell me something like, well, I know it's in October, but maybe you could be aware of that all year. I know. We'll talk about that after the break. We are joined here by Ann McGarry, Karen Purcell, NJCEED, Community Medical Center. Back after this.
Get more Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin at our website, WOBMAM.com. News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310.
Hey, welcome back. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. This is my problem. I have two separate pages here. Ann McGarry and Karen Purcell joining us, NJC Community Medical Center. Really great program for women who need a little extra help, right? That's we like to say it like that. So it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, right? I can tell because everything's pink everywhere I look, right?
Right.
So tell me about how that impacts you and what does it change about what you do?
Well, clearly October has all the Awareness Month activities nationwide. Our phones do increase, our phone calls do increase with a lot more questions, but we keep reminding women and everybody that breast cancer is year-round. It's not just in October,
Right.
and we are available year-round to help women get the services that they need.
Right. So the services that they get at Community, why don't you give us kind of a rundown? I know there's a pretty good program at Community Medical Center, if I understand it correctly.
Yes. All right, so we're tag teaming. each other.
No, I know that was one of those things like in a baseball game when the two outfielders are both like, "Oh yeah, he's got it,"
I got
and
it,
then the
I got
ball
it.
just falls right in the
I
middle.
got
So
it.
go ahead.
So, I think as I mentioned before, they call our office for an appointment,
Right.
and then we set them up for
The mammographies with the vouchers and
Right.
payment to.
But why don't you tell us about, like, for example, the J. Phillips Sitter Regional Cancer Center? So anything, because I think it's the only NAPBC center in Ocean and Atlantic counties,
It
right?
is, yes. And fortunately, through the NJCEED program, I'm on the Breast Leadership Committee, and I was part of that community outreach component that's required for the NAPBC accreditation. And it's amazing to see the teamwork that's truly needed. You'll have physicians, the clinicians, dietitians, rehab, social work, surgeons, plastic surgeons. And it's amazing to see what truly is involved with the complete comprehensive needs for breast health.
Right.
And it's truly a well-oiled machine, because even the physicians will know about NJCEED, will know about the Physicians to Partnership, who we can refer for different services.
Right. So what is NAPBC? So is that do you know what that accreditation
means? The
means?
National Accreditation for Breast Centers of Excellence.
Gotcha. Okay. And so what's the that was good. You pulled that
I
one
did.
that one out of the fire. You're like, wow, I didn't even know I knew that. So what do you know what that means though? For what is that?
It's truly a significant recognition. We are one of the only ones in Ocean County and Atlantic County to have, and there was a rigorous component to put all this together. There's I think about 21 different standards,
right.
And you truly had to go into detail to demonstrate what you have and what you're doing. And so it's really a great opportunity for women to know you have the highest quality care.
Right.
Here in Ocean County. You don't need to travel.
Right. And why don't you talk for a second about the partnership also with ACS, because there's a whole partnership going on there, right?
Yeah, there is. And we work very, very closely.
With Melissa.
Melissa, yes. I actually had lunch with her yesterday. And it's amazing that they actually have an ACS representative on site that'll help navigate the patient. You've been identified with any kind of cancer, and we're here to navigate you to the resources that are needed, the Inspiration Boutique, the Look Good, Feel Better, different support groups that are needed for both the patient as well as their family.
Right.
So it's a wonderful opportunity to have part of our team.
I was just going to say the purpose of our program, the NJCEED program, is screening. We're a screening program. So the good news is the majority of our patients are cancer free.
Sure.
We're just offering those yearly screenings that are so important for people. But for the small percentage that do get diagnosed, we usually have a little bit under 20 cancers we diagnose every year through this program. The majority of them are breast cancer, but we do have a couple cervical. Right. We've had some colon cancer diagnosed and even prostate. So these people are predominantly uninsured. And so when I'm working with them, because at that point, that's where I really step in, we get to, I always say the good news and the bad news is that the NJCEED program, by being enrolled in our program, once there's a cancer diagnosis, we get to enroll them in a special Medicaid program that our legislators set up quite a few years ago. So here these people are getting a diagnosis of cancer, which is such bad news, but it's compounded for them because they're uninsured, and so then they have to worry not only do I have this, but now how do I get it taken care of?
That's the point now, and I can't listen, I knock on wood, I can't be in their shoes, but I would imagine if I was concerned about even how I was going to pay for a screening, let alone how I'm going to pay for, God forbid, if I actually do get that's got to go through someone's mind that says, what's the difference, right? And I think it's important that the message gets out there. It says, no, there are programs available. So that doesn't mean that you're going to have to figure out how to scrape together hundreds of thousands of dollars to pay for your treatment, because there are opportunities available to get yourself taken care of.
Right.
And the one thing that's so fortunate, and we're so lucky with our program, is that although it's a grant program and people are sometimes reluctant to reach out for help, our program has everything so streamlined. Nobody's going to know that they're on a grant program. Sure. We have it, very private. Everything is a transition through a fax or an email, or get them set up for their appointment. We had one story that's phenomenal. We had a woman who was symptomatic. She had some issues going on. Got her in to be screened that day. The next day she had her mammography. I think 2 days later, Ann was able to get her in with the breast surgeon, had her surgery. She was screened, diagnosed, and was into treatment and had insurance within a week, which is phenomenal.
That's awesome.
It's really a great story.
Yeah, that is. I think that's, and again, so that's really kind of the moral of what we're talking about here today. When we get back, right, because we're up against the break, we're up against the hometown view and the news. When we come back, and McGarry and Karen Purcell, I want to give you your magic wands and your opportunity to change the world, right? This is big. I mean, not every radio show gives you the magic wand, and I had to work into the budget for an extra one because there's two of you today, so I hope you appreciate that.
Yes, thank you.
So we'll do that, and we'll wrap up again with some more contact information and where folks can go to if they need the help, or how they can advise others where to go. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. 7:26. Be back after this.
Coming up next, the latest from WOBM News, the Town Square, New Jersey News Network, and Fox News Radio. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Live from the Jersey Shore to the world. Get up, get out, do something. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Take the show wherever you go. Download the free Radio Pup app for your smartphone or tablet. Join the conversation, 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Hey, welcome back. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. 7:35 Wednesday, October 19th, 68 degrees, getting up to 82 today. WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. News Talk Radio. Streaming live on the Radio Pup app and WOBMAM.com. 732-505-1160 to join the conversation. We are joined in the studio by Ann McGarry and Karen Purcell. We were talking NJCEED. We were talking Community Medical Center. So I would be remiss if I didn't ask you about the Affordable Care Act and how that has impacted what you do every day. So take it away.
All right. Yeah. So the Affordable Care Act has definitely impacted our program in that more and more of the patients that we have seen in previous years now have insurance, which is good news for them. We, as Karen mentioned before, the program is coming into, we've had it for 20 years. Community Medical Center has been the grantee of the NJCEED program for 20 years now, which is hard to believe. And so typically our patients can come to us every year for screening. So we get yearly reminder letters out to them when it's time for them to come back. And so many of them call us and say, I don't need you anymore because I have insurance. So that's good news for them because they can go to their primary care doctors or their specialists and get those important health screenings. But what we do know is that there continues to be patients, people in Ocean County who are uninsured who continue to need our program. So Karen continues to do great work in terms of trying to outreach to those who don't know about our program. And we're still screening 500. We shouldn't just say women because we screen men as well, but so we're still servicing Ocean County and getting the numbers that we need each year. So while more and more of our patients do have health insurance, there are some that obviously don't. Either they don't qualify, or what we find too is that some of our patients had enrolled in the marketplace and then had it for a period of time, couldn't afford it anymore, so they find themselves uninsured again, or had a phone call with a client just the other day who, just couldn't afford it as far as she was concerned, and so she just pays the penalty and remains uninsured and continues to come to us. Right. Okay. So those are some of the things that we usually see.
Okay. Well, listen, it's very interesting, and again, a great service for folks in Ocean County, and it's good to know that every county has a program like that here in New Jersey. All right, it's that time. All right, it's that time where we give you the magic wand, the pixie dust, the fairy dust, the ability just to wiggle your nose and make an impact or to make a change in the world. A lot of pressure here, I know. Karen, I'm going to start with you. All right, you ready?
Sure, I am.
You sure?
Yep, my mind didn't go blank.
Hit it. What do you got?
My magic wand wish would be that I would be able to reach every woman that needs to have these screenings, that they would know about us.
Right.
Nothing saddens me more to hear we had somebody in the ER that showed up with such an advanced stage of breast cancer, and the outcome did not turn out very well. And the family was like, if I only knew about this opportunity, we would have been screened sooner. So the word to get out, and it's like, we're here for you. We got your back.
Cool.
And your front.
I'm going to leave that alone. Okay, Ann, it's your turn. What do you got?
I want a cure for cancer.
That's it?
All of them.
That's it?
That's it.
Now, you understand you'd be unemployed for the most part,
I
right?
know, and I thought that when I was thinking during the commercial. I'm
but
like,
then
well,
you're
that means I wouldn't have this job.
Right? That's okay.
But I'll get a different job.
Yeah. Actually, that's not true because as we've discussed, you're in the screening portion.
True. Very
right?
good.
So the first step is really, listen, if you had a cure, I'm pretty sure that you'd be very busy. Right? I'm very sure you'd be busy. But you know what? At the end of the day, there isn't a cure, but there are certainly ways to manage it, and there are ways to to deal. And we've heard so many success stories, and so really, I don't know how much more one can preach that you need to get your mammograms, that you need to go and get checked. It really just is. It makes no sense on any level to not go ahead and do that, right? I mean, and here, the biggest obstacle for some people, you guys are knocking down, because it shouldn't be a money issue. It's just about your health and about doing the right thing for you. And if not for you, then doing the right thing for your family, right?
Right.
Correct.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Cool. So why don't you give folks again the contact information, where they can reach out, how they can get in touch, where they can get more information, all yours. And please, this time, if you could do it once in English and once in Spanish, that would be fantastic.
It'll be a little challenge.
Yeah.
Right. Again, it's the NJCEED program, which stands for New Jersey Cancer Education and Early Detection. The phone number would be 732-557-3202. And again, the dedicated Spanish line, which I'll be able to say next time in Spanish, is 732-557-3207.
Right. And so, 732-557-3207. Yes. All right.
Awesome.
That was good.
Very
That was
good.
good.
Very good.
Although I'm not supposed to say it like that. I think you're supposed to say it like, like the whole number, like 730. I don't know. Whatever. I'm doing my best. By the way, if I have any listeners who only speak Spanish, that would be amazing, right? Because they wouldn't understand a word of the rest of the show, right, Zach?
And now they have a random phone number.
They're like, wait, what do I do with this phone number? I didn't understand the rest of the interview.
Let's see what's going on.
We'll let you know what kind of calls we get.
Yeah, that'll be great. Well, listen, thank you, Ann and Karen. Thank you so much for your time this morning. And thank you for dropping some knowledge on folks here in Ocean County. Cool.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Cool. We'll be back with more Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin after this.